Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we are looking at Massive Darkness from Cool Mini or Not and Guillotine Games. This is a monster of a box, so I'm sorry if it doesn't quite fit in frame. I had a little problems finding a good angle. Anyway, this is my buddy Wyatt's. He bought the entire Kickstarter thing, so we're going to go through those piece by piece. And today we're starting with the core box. So you can see that there are quite a few minis on here, as well as tiles, cards, etc. So let me read the contents list and let's see what we've got in here. We have 75 miniatures, 6 heroes, 63 enemies, 6 roaming monsters. There's 9 game tiles, which are of course double-sided, 6 hero dashboards, which are awesome, 6 hero classes sheet pads. Okay, that's an awkward way of phrasing that. 6 color bases, 12 custom dice, 18 color pegs, 299 cards, 106 tokens. It's for 1 to 6 players, ages 14 and up. Average play time is supposed to be about 2 hours. So let's tear into this and see what kind of awesomeness awaits. Of course, I obviously haven't had a chance to play this yet. Not only because it's not mine, but because we're literally just opening it. So I don't know any of the rules or anything like that. So I have to make that disclaimer now, because apparently that was difficult when you don't see me reading the rule book, that I don't always know how to play the game. Alright, that's some pretty thick cellophane. Good job on that. Alright, let's get this lid off. Alright, cardboard box is pretty sturdy. Has to be because there's a lot in here. Alright, here's our rule book. Really thick. Look at that. Rules and quests. That's color. That's cool. There's your layouts for the quests. Enemy phase, various detail steps, description of the cards, that's cool. There's the dashboard, so this one's more complicated than Black Plague. There's the dice. Alright, looks pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, there's an inventory sheet. Cool, cool. And looks like a quick start on the back. Or cheat sheet. Awesome. Alright, here's some of our tokens. Ooh, these are nice and thick, like always. I don't think they're quite as thick as the Fantasy Flight ones, but that's okay. These are really nice. Perforated, of course. There's the back of this sheet. They're not numbered, so be aware of that. So you're not going to know how many are supposed to be in here unless you watch our videos. Alright, oh, there's the backs with the question marks. Cool. Alright, there's a box within a box. Ha ha, that sounded naughty. This will be the minis. We'll look at that more closely in a minute. Alright, so we've got little stacks of cards. They're about the same size as the Zombicide Black Plague cards. These are Treasure 2. It says Treasure 4 on the back. And Event. Looks like there's some other cards mixed in, so we'll get to those in a minute when I can adjust the camera a little better. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff underneath the tiles. Alright, so we got the tiles. It's one of these cheap little plastic things that lets you have like a little shelving area, I guess, technically. Alright, so we've got some other cards. We'll look at those as well. Obviously, this is going to be a long video. Buckle in, kids. Alright, here's the battle sheets. Oh, they're just pads of paper. That's lame. Doesn't even give you permission on there to copyright or photocopy these for personal use. Maybe it says it in the book, I would hope. There's a fair number in here, but if you play a lot, It's kind of worthless. I kind of don't like that, actually. I suppose that's for advancement and stuff. And here's our dice. Nice generic looking dice. We'll look at these more closely as well. There's 4 colors. There's red, yellow, green, and blue. And they're all slightly different. There was also an optional upgrade pack for marbleized dice, which are actually a little bit nicer looking. But we'll look at these in a different video. Most likely. I don't know. We usually don't look at dice packs because it's stupid. But I'll at least like show them to you. I'm not going to open it because that's a waste of time on video. Alright, so that's the box. Let's get that out of the way. And we'll get into the tiles. Let me see if I can adjust the camera, get a tighter shot on this. And then we'll look at the minis and cards after the tiles. So bear with me 1 second. I'll be right back. Alright, now for some of you that like to complain, aside from the squeaky chair, here's a tighter shot of the token discs. I know I'm going to get comments in there about wanting to see that a little closer. So that's the first one, or the second one we looked at, honestly. Here's the first one. Now, these are really nice, actually. They're just, I like that these are lighter color than the 4, so if you're trying to do them in a specific order and you're looking across the table, you can kind of tell. I think these could have been a little thicker, personally. They're fine. I just would have liked them to be slightly thicker so that they'll hold up better. As it is, the perforation looks okay, but I'd be a little worried that there's going to be a little bit of scuffing. Like this one's got, right here, we just opened the box, and this one's got some nicking around the edge of the 3s. So that's what I'd be worried about, is that it's not printed real well, and that you'll tear them as you pop them out. That's what I'd be worried about. But otherwise, not bad. Alright, let's get back to these floor tiles here and see what we've got here. Alright, they are sealed, which is nice. Helps keep them in good shape. Keeps one from bouncing around or something. So here is one, is that an R? Okay. 1R, I guess. And then on the back, looks like 1V. Pretty cool, there's a little staircase here. This looks like a dungeon crawler. I don't really know anything about this game. I just know what I saw in the box. Looks pretty cool. Saw a little bit of advertisement for it, but didn't think much of it. I probably would have backed this myself on Kickstarter if I knew that it was going to look this good. There's 2R and 2V. I imagine that you could probably use, if you're creative, you could probably use these same tiles with Zombicide Black Plague. That might be why there's different numbering system. Maybe they're doing some kind of, I know they have a pack of cards with crossovers, so you can bring the Zombicide characters in to this game. That's part of the Kickstarter thing we're going to look at. Here's 3R and 3V. And then we have 4R. And 4V. This is 5R. And 5V. There's 6R. 6V. We've got 7R. And 7V. Here's 8R. The detailing's really good on these. I really like that. There's 8V. Well, there's 9R. 9er. And 9V. Yeah, they look really good. Nothing to complain about there. The thickness is good. Again, I would have made them probably slightly thicker myself, but I'm not the budgeting department, so I don't know how much it costs. Probably pennies to make these, but yeah, I probably would have made these a little thicker, but they're fine. They're the same as Zombicide, Black Plague, I think. So they're fine, but it depends on how much you play. But I would have gone slightly thicker on these, just because people tend to get a little, you know, they want to play a lot when it first comes out, and I get it. I really do, because this looks really good. Looks like another Zombicide type game. Now let me get these cards out of the way. I'm running out of room on my table here. I need to get a bigger table. And we'll take a look at the minis here. Now these open from the side. And this is MD001. Looks like there's one big tray in here. Oh my gosh. Okay. A lot going on here. Whole lot going on. Look at all these guys. And, oh, that comes up. And there's more guys. Alright, we got a lot to look at here. I'm going to zoom the camera in again. And we'll get a tighter shot on some of these guys so you can see what they look like. And they're looking... I don't know. We'll get a closer look. I don't want to spoil anything. Alright, that's as tight as I can get the camera on here without excessive glare or really crappy camera angles. So, sorry if that's not good enough. Alright, we got a lot of different types of characters here. So let's see what we got. Looks like we got a dwarf with a hammer. It's a pretty decent looking figure. Gotta say, I don't know. There's something a little cheap about these. Oh, this is 0.25 on the bottom. They feel a little cheaper than the previous ones. I don't know, maybe that's just my imagination, but these feel a little bit cheaper than the previous Zombicide ones, the Black Plague. But you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of these guys. And they're just, they're pretty detailed. But yeah, I don't know. Let me see if I can get camera 2 zoomed in a little more. Alright. Then we've got what looks like a Goblin Archer. Or yeah, again, the detailing's fine, but they're kind of generic looking fantasy characters. I don't know. We've got 12 of him as well. Then we've got, looks like a goblin dude with 2 melee weapons, and a shield on his back. There's something that just doesn't work for me with these. Maybe it's because I'm a little tired. Yeah, I don't know. The figures look fine. They're just not... I don't know, they don't seem to be quite up to par for me. They look good, don't get me wrong, they're nice minis, they're just... I feel like it's a slight step down from what we saw in Black Plague. But they're pretty nice minis, don't get me wrong, they're decent quality, they're nice plastic, but the plastic doesn't feel quite as high grade as it did previously. I don't know. It's not bad, don't get me wrong. I don't want anybody having the impression that I don't like these minis, because I do. I just think they're slightly subpar from the previous set. Then we've got what looks like an orc with an axe. It's a little taller than the other ones. Let's see, how many of him do we have? We have 2, 4, 6. And this guy we actually have quite a few of. Let's see, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of. Yeah, then we've got an orc with 2 melee weapons. He's got like nipple rings for good measure. And him we have 6 of. There's also looks like a dwarf with some sort of axe type weapon. And we've got 2, 4, 6 of those. Yeah, they're just kind of generic fantasy looking guys. I think that's what kind of bothers me about these. Like, there's nothing particularly special looking about them. They could be old Ralph Partha minis. The faces are really detailed. I like that. And the orcs have this, like, stapling thing on the back. That looks kind of cool. But the orcs look a little better than some of the other ones. There's lots of detailing on the beard and hair, but that seems to be kind of a concealment for the body, so they don't have to put a lot of detailing into that. That's the impression I'm getting anyway. I don't know, the figures are nice, but I feel like for Cool Mini or not, these might be a little bit of a step down. Not a huge step, we're not talking, you know, that these are, you're going to step on these and smash them. Well, you might. I just think that the plastic feels a little bit cheaper, a slightly lower quality, and that the figures aren't quite... It's not that they're not detailed, they're just... There's something kind of lazy looking about them, like they decided to cut a corner somewhere that I just can't place right now. So there's that. So let's get to the heroes and other guys here. Alright, first we've got our little pegs, which are just like the Zombicide Black Plague ones. They're just the little stick-up pegs that go in the boards. And you get, looks like 3 of each color. So nothing particularly interesting there. You've got the ring bases that go in the bottom of the figures. You get 6 of those. And of course they match the pegs. There's orange, red, blue, light blue, purple, and green. Then we've got the dashboards. There are of course 6 of these. And these are different than the Zombicide Black Plague ones. They're a little different shaped, as well as being different functionally. We have pegs on the sides, which appear to be wounds because there's a little skull down there, and a little heart up here. And then we've got micro XP and regular XP. I don't know what that is. I haven't read the rules because we're busy looking at the box. This is going to be your character area, something they're wearing, and there's the hand symbols. So this is what your guy's carrying, his armor he's wearing. Doesn't appear to be a backpack area, so you don't get to carry anything, sucker. And then your XP pegs, so you get to go up to 30 on here. So it would have been nice to have a couple extra pegs, one for each guy in case you lose one, because they are very important. You have to have One for the hit points, one for the micro XP, and one for the XP. So that'd have been nice, and no slots for carrying extra equipment. So it looks like whatever you can't carry, screw you. So that was a little rude out loud. I apologize. I'm trying to be more family friendly. Alright, so let's look at some of these other characters here. We have what looks to be a dude with 2 swords. I don't know what he is. If you can't see these on, if I've got this on camera too and you can't see it, it's because there's a glare. So I can't see the LED screen. Alright, it's a decent sculpt. It looks a little more detailed than some of the others. These are obviously character guys of some kind. Then we've got a dude with a jagged sword and a big goofy hat. It's a pretty decent sculpt. Again, I still feel like there's something a little slightly lower quality than the Black Plague ones, but this one's really nice. It's got a lot in the cape going on there. Then we've got a big old orc with a flowing robe and a big sword. Pretty decent looking mini. These look like they're slightly more detailed than the chodes. And we got a big guy with a big mane of hair. It looks like a fat orc with a staff. A lot of these look very World of Warcraft style orcs. So I'm not giving them points for that because that's not very innovative. We got a dwarf with a goofy hat and a big sledgehammer. This one's pretty cool looking. Looks pretty tough. Next we've got a guy with a bone skull helmet and a really cool looking cloak. That's like a bear pelt he's wearing. That's a pretty good looking miniature. That could look really cool when painted. Next we've got a dwarf with a hammer and one of those like meat cleaver type axes. I forget the name of those. Yeah, the dwarves look pretty cool. They look pretty hardcore. At least of the character ones. There's a dude with a big mace. Yeah, overall the sculpts look pretty good, especially on these guys. The regular warrior guys, the fodder, they don't look as detailed. This guy looks really cool. Looks like a psychotic hoggle. If you remember, that's a Labyrinth reference for you older guys. And we have some sort of wizard guy. Looks like a chieftain or a shaman or something. Pretty decent sculpt, but I don't know. Alright, then we got a heroes, which is some generic looking barbarian guy with a girdle and an axe. Yeah, he's wearing a girdle. So you can see either that or he's got back problems. So I'm not judging if he's got back problems, I get it. Happens as you get older. But it's pretty sweet looking sculpt, just a generic looking barbarian guy. Then we have a very generic looking wizard guy who looks suspiciously like a Gandalf knockoff. Not very innovative. Yeah, that could be Elminster from the older Alpartha line. The detailing's pretty good, but he's a generic looking wizard. He's got a staff and a sword, and a generic cloak. I don't know if that's supposed to be an homage, a parody, or just a lazy generic wizard. And then we've got a dude with 2 swords and a shield. He looks pretty hardcore. The shield looks pretty cool. It's got some like little dings in it. Yeah, that one looks pretty cool. Then we've got a thief type girl, who's of course letting a lot of her cleavage hang out, because that's how you do it when you're a thief. When you're sneaking around, you want as much bouncing as possible. It's a really cool sculpt though. The cloak that she's wearing is like fanned out. Like there's a nice breeze that opened it up for her to air condition those sweater puppies. But yeah, pretty cool sculpt actually. I really dig this one. It's a really cool looking one. Just because the pose looks really good, the open cloak gives it kind of a dramatic look to it. This is probably the most innovative and cool looking mini I've seen so far. Then we've got another lady. This one also looks really cool. The hair looks really cool on her. She's got like this bun thing. The other girl's got a hood on, so we can't really see, but this one looks really cool. Real nice looking sculpt. There's not a lot to detail, which is fine. But the hair has a lot of detailing, and so does her outfit. And she's got this bow thing, and archers are always cool in these kind of games. So that's a really cool sculpt. And then we've got a dwarf who looks pretty hardcore. This one also looks really good. And he's got a shield and a hammer. This is probably the third cool sculpt between the two girls and this one. Especially for the heroes, I'd put them in that order. Generic barbarian guy or warrior guy and general wizard, kind of lazy. Alright, then we get to the big monsters. We will start with this scary looking dude. That is some sort of like goat man looking thing. So I don't know if that's the Pike County monster or not, but he's pretty scary. That's a pretty cool sculpt. These are obviously more detailed. You can see the fur on his chest, that sort of thing. On his arms is real detailed. These are definitely higher detailing. I understand not wanting to put too much detail, but since all the generic warrior guys are in the same poses, I don't know why they didn't put this level of detailing on them. Then we've got some sort of demon looking monster. I don't know what that thing is. But it's pretty nice sculpt. Again, the specials seem to have way more detailing. I mean, look at that mane. That's going to look awesome painted if you do a good job with it. Yeah, I don't know why they put so much time into these and like nothing into some of the others. It just seems lazy. Then we've got, ooh, this looks really cool. Alright, I like this one a lot. There's a lot of little bits that could break off of this. But, I don't know what it is, some sort of Gorgon type creature. But the serpent body looks really good. The torso looks great. The arms are really well done. I'd be a little worried about breaking off the arms accidentally. You can see the sword's already bent. And just pulled it out of the box and it's bent. The hair looks really cool because it's kind of fanned out like she's running or something. There's a lot of detailing on the body here with the snake bits. There's like a little shield in front of her. Looks pretty cool. So there's that. Then... Right, we got a like chimera of some sort. I don't know what this thing's supposed to be, but it looks like a lion type thing. The downside is you can tell the casting mold is in two pieces. The top of the head's one piece and the body's the other. And there's a line right on his jawline where the seam is. So that looks like garbage. Otherwise, it's a really cool sculpt. It's a really nice piece, but that seeing that line right there, that's going to be hard to hide, even painted. So that actually kind of ruins this figure. But the body looks really cool. The legs, the mane here looks awesome. Very cool looking miniature sculpt. Just that seam right there on the jawline. I don't know if that's going to show up on there. That looks like garbage. That is lazy. That is incredibly lazy that they didn't try and fix that and make that a better fit. There was no need to make this two pieces either. They could have done that as one piece. It's not that odd shaped. It's just there's a lot of detailing they were probably trying to get on the top and back here or something. But there's no reason to put that seam there. That could have been down here on the shoulder. Something like that made the head one piece. But no, they had to put it right on the jawline. Which also means that it's probably not going to be that secure if you drop this. The top of the head is probably just going to pop right off. Otherwise, it's a cool sculpt. It's just a waste of a really awesome looking monster. I think it's pretty cool anyway. Alright, and lastly for minis, we've got this spider creature. Which, if you painted that up, somebody is going to step on it. So, yeah, that's pretty cool looking. It's got like a pile of rock or something under him to hold him up. This is probably going to be one of the most fragile pieces in the game. Because, yeah, it's not thick on the legs, so they might break off if dropped or stepped on or something like that. The body looks really good. The big pouch thing at the back here looks cool. The rock thing he's on looks fine. Not a super lot of detailing necessary. But the detailing that's there does look good. This would look really cool, especially I think if you paint it up like a Black Widow. Could look really cool. But yeah, pretty decent piece, but probably want to treat that a little gingerly because most of the legs are not glued down. They're loose. It's just held on by this rock piece under the body here, under the whatever that sack thing is. I'm not an entomologist or a biologist. I don't really care. You want to study spiders, you go ahead, you weirdo. Gross. Only good spider is a squished one. Or Spider-Man. Alright, so that's all the minis. Now, interestingly, the way they packed this was the monsters go underneath the heroes here. So be careful when you pull these out, because that tray might fall out, especially if one of those minis is loose in there. But let's put these away, and we'll take a look at the cards and the pads and the dice. And I'll be right back. Now, interestingly, the way they packed this was the monsters go underneath the heroes here. So be careful when you pull these out, because that tray might fall out, especially if one of those minis is loose in there. But let's put these away, and we'll take a look at the cards and the pads and the dice. And I'll be right back. Alright, so let's start with the dice, since they're right here. Obviously, I planned that. Get these out. We've got 3 of each for 4 colors. We got our blue, our green, our yellow, and our red. So let's look at the blue one first. This one has shield side, shield, shield, blank. And then on top of that blank we got another blank, and then we have a double shield with an explosion. So the double shield with explosion is on the opposite side of a blank side. So that's probably defense dice. Then we've got green one, which goes shield, double shield with explosion, blank, double shield with explosion. Then blank, and on the other side of that blank is 3 shields with a diamond. I don't know what the diamond means, but it's there. So that's those 2 dice. Let's look at our yellow here. We've got sword, 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 sword. So 4 swords. And then on the next side we've got nothing. And across from the nothing we've got double swords and an explosion. So that's the yellow dice. Red die. We've got a sword. Then we've got 2 swords and an explosion. And we've got a sword. And we've got 2 swords and an explosion. So the 2 swords with explosion are across from each other. And the other 2 sides are a blank. And across from that we have 3 swords and a diamond. So, dice quality's pretty good actually. They're a little light, but they seem to roll okay. They're dice. They're kind of standard gaming dice at this point, so nothing spectacularly special about them. They're pretty average. They're fine. They're dice. Alright, let's put those away. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. I'm going to use the box cutter. Don't use sharp objects without permission from a responsible adult. This is some pretty tight cellophane, so you gotta be careful not to rip anything or cut anything. They really are good with the shrink wrap, I'll give them that. They're experts on this. Come on. Alright. Finally. Alright, so we've got a Battle Wizard pad. We've got a Paladin of Fury. These pads are all stuck together because of the way they were made, which is really cheap, honestly. Paladin of Fury. We've got a Blood Moon Night Runner, whatever that is. Sounds like code for druid to me. There's the Blood Moon Night Runner. Then we've got a Pit Fighter Berserker. And last, oh no, there's 2 more, sorry. We've got a Nightshade Ranger and a Shadow Barbarian. So as you can see, they're leveled 1 through 5. There's some sort of endurance free skill class thing here. A crush on this one. And then various things with dice markers on them. They are in color, which is nice, but they're on these cheap little cardboard pads, so the glue on the side all stuck together on these, and this is cheap glue. I can feel it being a little tacky, so that's probably going to come off and you'll have a whole bunch of these sheets really loose. You can see that happening right now. On top of that, sheets are kind of thin. Considering what you're paying for this, these could have been a little thicker, or at least double-sided or something, because putting these by the tray, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna hold up, honestly. They're thin, so writing on them is gonna be a giant pain in the butt. Yeah, I don't like these. These are really lazy. It's nice color, I'll give them that. They're very vibrant. You can read up them really easily. But yeah, I don't know. they're pretty cheap. This looks like a scam to get you to buy more stuff. So, I mean, these are going to get torn and crushed real easily. And they're going to come off of this cheap glue they got going on. I would rather they had these as like dry erase boards or something that you could wipe clean and then reuse. But I imagine this is probably for a campaign of some sort. Like, you can fill in the name here and the XP and the player. It's like a pseudo roleplay game from the look of it. But I don't know. I don't particularly like these pads. I think it's an idea. I'll give them that. It's not the worst idea, but it really goes back to a 70s, 80s kind of feel, and it looks really cheap. So I kind of don't like this. Otherwise, they look okay. I mean, they're functional. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like them for some reason. I can't tell you what it is right now. Like, so much of this game, it's just there's something a little bit cheap about it. So let's get these out of the way, and we'll get to the cards. We'll start with these like character card looking things. Alright, so here's our what looks like character cards. Let's open these up and see what we've got here. There's a lot of cards. I'm probably not going to be able to read them all because my voice is already starting to go. And this video will be like 5 hours long. But I'll read as much as I can on them, give you kind of an idea what we're looking at here. Alright, so we've got several different types of cards here. We've got greater roaming monsters, lesser roaming monsters. We've got guards, level 5, then level 4s, then level 3s, level 2s, and level 1s. So we'll look at all these in turn, and of course we have our hero cards. So let's start with the level 1 monsters and see what we get out of that. So like I showed you a second ago, that's what the back of the cards look like. They are color coordinated, so you can look at the character sheets in case you're like really stupid and see that, you know, they're light and they go all the way to the dark. Woo, level 5s in black. I don't know why I did that, but it's funny. First up, we've got Orc Flayers, level 1 mob. And they got the stats down at the bottom. I'm not entirely sure what they mean, so I'm not reading them. There's another Orc Flayer. Goblin Warriors. Goblin Warriors, which appear to have better defense. I'm guessing the shield is defense. They have 2 blue die. Goblin Archers, which are pretty nasty looking. If I'm reading those stats right, that's the attack, melee, then ranged, then magic with the little goofy wand, and the shield is defense, and the color is the color of the die. Alright, we got a second Goblin Archers card. Then we have a Goblin Agent. What's this say? The text says, at the end of the enemy's phase, spawn a guard on the level token of this tile. Then we've got Dwarf Defenders. The text says, defense, reroll blank results 1 additional time. We've got Dwarf Warriors. And another Dwarf Warriors. Alright, so that's the level 1s. These cards are a little thin, honestly. I think they're cutting corners. I'm actually getting a little frustrated with the slight steps down on these. But these feel a little thin to me. They feel a little thinner than your average CCG card. So it's not going to be noticeable to the average person, I don't think. But anybody that plays a lot of collectible card games is going to notice that they've thinned these from standard trading cards. And the gloss isn't as good, I don't think. And I don't know, they probably should have made these a little higher grade card. I'm already starting to have mixed feelings about the quality of this one. Alright, Guard 2. Orc Enforcers. These say level 2 on them. Mob. There's an attack with an explosion, +1 melee. Attack Diamond, fully heal 1 Orc Enforcer. Looks like they have 3 health. Goblin Warriors. Attack, reroll blank, results 1 additional time. Another Goblin Warriors. Goblin Archers. Ranged explosion, +2 melee. Another Goblin Archers. Dwarf Warriors. Attack, explosion, +1 melee. Another Dwarf Warriors. Dwarf Defenders, melee defense diamond, inflict 1 wound to the attacker. Another Dwarf Defenders, and lastly, Dwarf Agent. Agent at the end of the enemy's phase, spawn a guard on the level token of this tile. Alright. Those look pretty good. Let's get those out of the way. Hold on. The Dwarf Warriors, since they're in both decks, doesn't look like there's anything different except the explosion, which gives them +1 melee. So that's the main difference, is they get slightly better. And I'm guessing it's like that with all of these. Alright. Guard 3. We have Dwarf Defenders again. Defense, explosion, +1 shield. Melee defense, diamond, +1 shield, and inflict 1 wound to the attacker. Let's see how they look different from the other Dwarf Defenders. If I can find them. Alright, so here's the level 2. And the main thing is defense. That's changed. They have shield of 2 now instead of 1/1, and the attack is 3 instead of 2. That's the main difference. So that's the Dwarf Defenders. We have Orc Flayers, level 3. Mob, if their attack does not wound the target, reroll all the dice 1 additional time. That's rude. Another Orc Flayers card. Orc Enforcers, Mob. 4 life. Attack Diamond, fully heal 1 Orc Enforcer. Another Orc Enforcer. Orc Agent, level 3. At the end of the enemy's phase, spawn a guard on the level token of this tile. Goblin Warriors, level 3. Attack, explosion, +1 green die. Melee. That's really hard to see there. You almost can't see the... It just says +1, and if you were just glancing at this with poor lighting, which thankfully I have a whole lot of lighting going on, there's a little green die symbol in there. So be aware of that. There's another Goblin Warriors. Goblin Archers, level 3, ranged explosion, +2 melee, ranged diamond, +2 melee. And lastly, another Goblin Archers. Alright, that's 3. Guard 4. We have Orc Flayers, attack, explosion, +2 melee. Orc Enforcers, level 4, attack, explosion, heal 1 from 1 Orc Enforcer, repeat twice. Goblin Warriors, level 4, Mob. Attack, explosion, defender, -1 green shield. Attack, explosion, +1 red double sword. That's really hard to see. Alright, another Goblin Warriors. Goblin Agent, level 4. At the end of the enemy's phase, spawn a guard on the level token of this tile. Goblin Archers, level 4. Attack double explosion is +4 melee. Attack diamond +3 melee. Another Goblin Archers. Dwarf Warriors, mob attack explosion +1 wound, repeat 3. Another Dwarf Warriors, and lastly Dwarf Defenders. Defense explosion +2 shields. Melee defense diamond, inflict 1 wound to the attacker. Alright. That's level 4. Level 5. Orc Flayers, mob, attack explosion +2 wounds. And it's 2 yellow and 1 red now, and 2 blue, 2 green. Another Orc Enforcers, level 5, mob, 4 health, ×1 number. Attack explosion +1 wound, and heal 1 from 1 Orc Enforcer. Repeat 2. Orc Agent, level 5. At the end of the enemy's phase, spawn a guard on the level token of this tile. Their stats are getting better too. Goblin Warriors, attack explosion, defender -1. Attack diamond +1, double sword red die. That is really hard to read on these, especially on the first 4, or the 3s and 4s. You can see a little better on the black here, but not much. Another Goblin Warriors. Goblin Archers, level 5. Range double explosion is +4 melee. Range diamond, if the attack wounds, inflict the same number of wounds to all other heroes in the same zone. That's just mean. Another Goblin Archers. Dwarf Warriors. Attack explosion, double the number of swords obtained from red double sword die symbol. That's really hard to see those. I really don't like that. Defense explosion. Oh, this is Dwarf Defenders, level 5. Woo, getting tired. Defense explosion, +2 shield, melee defense diamond, inflict 2 wounds to the attacker. And lastly, Dwarf Agent, level 5. At the end of the enemy's phase, spawn a guard on the level token of this tile. Alright. So that's level 5. Let's look at the lesser roaming monsters. We have Ogre Mage, lesser roaming monster. Against attacks from 1 or more zones away, Ogre Mage gets defense explosion, heal 1 from Ogre Mage. Defense diamond, heal 2 from the Ogre Mage. Alright, then we have Liliarch, lesser roaming monster. This is the one with a bunch of arms and the snake body. Attack explosion, attack the same target again, only triggers once per activation. Defense of 3 blue, and attack of 3 yellow. So that's a pretty scary monster there. High Troll, attack explosion +1 melee. He's got 1 yellow, 1 red attack. Swords, defense is 1 blue, 1 green. Hellhound, that was the really annoying split monster we looked at. Magic, explosion +1 wound. Melee defense, explosion, inflict 1 wound to the attacker. Melee of 2 yellow, magic of 1 yellow, 1 red, and defense of 3 blue. Giant Spider, ranged explosion, stun and place the target in Giant Spider's zone. Melee +1 sword. Sword is 2 yellow. Ranged bow thing is 2 red. Shield of 1 blue, 1 green. And lastly, the Abyssal Demon. Attack Diamond, +1 wound and heal 1 from Abyssal Demon. We've got a Sword of 2 red, Magic 2 red, and Defense of 2 green. Alright, pretty generic fantasy type monsters overall. Yeah, not super impressed with that. Greater roaming monsters. Let's look at these. We've got the Orc, I keep saying that, Ogre Mage. Against attacks from 1 or more zones away, Ogre Mage gets defense, explosion, heal 2 from the Ogre Mage, defense, diamond, heal 3 from Ogre Mage. Swords of 2 yellow, 1 red. Wand is 3 yellow, 1 red. Shield is 1 blue, 2 green. Then we have Lilyarch. Attack, explosion. Attack the same target again, only triggers once per activation. 3 melee yellow, 1 red. Defense of 3 blue, 1 green. Next we have the High Troll. Attack explosion, +1 melee, repeat 3. Attack diamond, 2 melee. We have a melee 2 yellow, 2 red. And a shield of 2 blue, 1 green. Hellhound. Magic explosion, +2 wound. Magic defense. Explosion or diamond. Inflict 1 wound to the attacker. Repeat 3. We have a sword, 1 yellow, 1 red. Magic, 1 yellow, 2 red. And shield of 2 green and 2 blue. Then we have the giant spider again. Ranged, explosion or diamond. Stun and place the target in giant spider's zone. Melee, +2 melee. Alright, sword thing is 2 yellow, 1 red. Range of 3 red. Shield of 2 blue, 2 green. That one looks pretty tough. The Abyssal Demon, attack diamond, +1 wound and heal 1 from Abyssal Demon, repeat 3. We have a sword of 1 yellow, 3 red, wow. Magic is 1 yellow, 3 red, and defense is 1 blue, 3 green. So also really tough. Alright, that's those. And let's look at our hero cards. Alright, so we've got the Thief Chick, we've got Whisper, Shadow Mode skill, attack, Defender -1 shield. Special skill, Swift, +1 movement per movement action. Recommended class, Blood Moon Night Runner. Siegfried the Dwarf, Shadow Mode skill, attack +1 melee. Special skill, Revenge. When Siegfried takes 1 or more wounds from an enemy attack, you may inflict 1 wound to the attacker. Recommended class, Pit Fighter Berserker. Sybil, Shadow Mode skill, attack, explosion, +2 melee. Special skill, Eagle-Eyed. Attack may reroll blank results 1 additional time. Recommended class, Nightshade Runner. Owen, Shadow Mode skill, attack. Owen may heal 1. Special skill, Defender. Defense may reroll blank results 1 additional time. Recommended class, Paladin of Fury. Elias, our generic wizard. Shadow Mode skill, attack +1 explosion. Special skill, Zap. Once per activation, roll 1 yellow melee die. Deal wounds equal to the number of swords to 1 enemy in line of sight, range 0 to 2. Recommended class, Battle Wizard. I don't think he'd make a good barbarian. Bjorn. He's our barbarian guy. Shadow Mode skill, attack explosion +1 wound. Special skill, Headbutt. Once per activation, roll 1 yellow die. And deal wounds equal to the number of swords plus explosion to use 1 to 1 enemy in the same zone. Recommended class, Shadow Barbarian. As I recall, these guys, or at least some of them, are from the Zombicide Black Plague box. I'm not positive, but it's been a while since we used any of the... Since I've played not Grom. But I think these are the same guys from the Black Plague box, or at least a couple of them are. Because at least they look like them. I'm pretty sure these are it's just generic fantasy characters. It's hard to tell. Alright, so that's those. Let's look at our so many cards. And I'm going to pause the video real quick so you'll notice a little bit of a jump cut so I can get a drink of water. Alright, let's look at these first. This is an event deck with probably some equipment underneath based on what I'm looking at the bottom. These are the same size as the Zombicide Black Plague equipment and monster cards. So let's see if they're kind of along the same quality level. Alright, so we've got event deck, door, artifact, treasure 5, and some treasure 4. So since there's other treasure 4 in one of the other decks, we'll put the treasure cards aside for now. And let's look at these. Alright, let's start with the event deck. First up we have Shadow Inspiration. Choose one hero to immediately perform an action. Shadow Blessing. Heroes in Shadow Zones may heal 1. Shadow Blessing again. Agent Patrol. Search the current level guard deck for an agent card and spawn it into the current level token. On the current level token. Shuffle the deck afterwards. If there's no agent left in the deck, shuffle it and spawn a mob card instead. God of Light's Blessing. Fully heal 1 hero or resurrect and heal to 3 health any dead heroes. That's pretty neat. God of Fortune's Blessing. Place 2 normal treasure tokens in a zone with the current level token. Another one of those. Unexpected Monsters. Spawn a roaming monster card. Place the enemy in the zone with the current level of the current level -1. Ignore this card at level 1. Another unexpected monster. Forward Monster Patrol. If there are already roaming monsters in play, activate 1. If not, spawn a roaming monster card. Place the enemy in a zone with the token of the current level +1. Current level if level +1 is not present. Another Forward Monster Patrol. A third one. Rear Monster Patrol. If they're already roaming in monsters in play, activate 1. If not, spawn a roaming monster card. Play the enemy in a zone with the place the enemy in a zone with the token of the current level -1. Ignore this card at level 1. Another Rear Monster Patrol. A third one. Forward Patrol. Spawn a guard card. Place the enemy in a zone with the token of the current level +1. Current level if level +1 is not present. Another Forward Patrol. Rear Patrol. Spawn a guard card. Place the enemy in a zone with the token of the current level -1. Ignore at level 1. And lastly, another Rear Patrol. Alright. That is the event deck. Not real big. Let's get that out of the way. Let's look at the door cards. Bum bum bum. If this says like oak, maple, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be real weirded out. Alright, Ambush. These are numbered 1 through 3. So I'm gonna read them in that order. 1. Spawn a guard card in the active hero zone. 2. No enemy. 3. Spawn a guard card. They have little pictures of treasure chests. I don't know what those mean, so you'll figure those out, I'm sure. Guards. Number 1, no enemy. 2, spawn a guard card. 3, no enemy. Ambush. 1, no enemy. 2, spawn a guard card in the active hero zone. 3, spawn a guard card. Guards. No enemy. 2, spawn a guard card. 3, no enemy. Another one of the guards. Another one of the guards. Was that 3? 4 guards, 2 ambush so far. Another guards. Ambush. Heavily guarded. Spawn a guard card. 2, no enemy. 3, spawn a guard card. And lastly, guards. So we have 1 heavily guarded, 3 ambush, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guards behind the doors, waiting for you. Alright, let's get those out of the way and look at the artifacts. These are white, which I don't like that color in games that tend to get discolored real easily, but now I'm nitpicking. Alright, we got Ranger's Gauntlets. Actually, I should probably read these after I read the regular treasure cards, because there are 6 of them instead. But, too bad. We're doing it out of order. We're going live. Artifacts, Ranger's Gauntlets. Artifact, attack, cancel all defense enchantments, +1 ranged action. Paladin's Crown, artifact. When the hero or an ally in line of sight heals, heal double the amount instead, +1 action. Night Runner's Mask. When the hero enters an enemy's zone, inflict 3 wounds to each enemy there. +1 action. Oh, that's pretty nice. Mage's Power Amulet. The hero and all allies in the same zone can't be targeted by magic attacks. +1 magic action. Berserker's Gauntlets. Defense. +2 defense, or shields, whatever. +1 melee action with melee +3 swords. It's pretty cool. Barbarian's Helmet. The hero takes half damage from melee attacks rounded up. +1 melee action. Alright, those are overall pretty cool. Let's get those out of the way. Now let's get to the treasure decks. If I can get it open. Alright. We will of course start with the lower ones. Alright, there's some 2s, let's get those out of the way. And there's a bunch of 1s and starting equipment. We'll do the starting equipment first, and then in numerical order. Alright, starting equipment. Lifebringer. Start. It says start on it, so you know it's starting equipment if you don't happen to look at the back of the card. Alright, so special Lifebringer. At the end of the round, if there are any dead heroes, remove 1 token from this card to resurrect and fully heal a dead hero. Leather Armor, level 1. It's armor. It gives you 1 blue die. Another leather armor. A 3rd level leather armor. That's gonna twist my tongue. 4th one. 5th one. 6th one. Alright, we've got an axe, level 1. It gives you a red die melee. Another axe. Alright, we've got a staff, magic weapon. Attack explosion plus 1 melee. 1 yellow die magic attack. There's a second staff. We got a long sword, level 1. It gives you it gives you 1 yellow die melee, 1 blue die shield. There's another long sword. A spear, level 1. Can be used to perform melee actions at range 0 to 1. It gives you 1 yellow die melee. I think they meant to say that gives you range 0 to 1. But it says melee. I don't know why that is. There's another spear. We have a short bow, ranged weapon, 2 yellow die, ranged. There's a second bow, a mace, level 1, attack defender minus 1 defense, and it's 1 yellow die, melee. And then a second mace. Alright, so that's the starting equipment. Let's get those out of the way. And let's look at the level 1 treasure. Bum, bum, bum. Trap chest, acid cloud. This is a trap. Resolve this card if the hero just picked up a treasure token, otherwise discard it and draw the next. All heroes in the same zone take 1 wound. Draw a treasure card from of the same level, discard this card after resolution. Javelin of Sure Strike, level 1, ranged weapon. Attack may reroll blank results 1 additional time. 2 yellow ranged. Skirmish bow, level 1, ranged weapon. Attack explosion plus 1 yellow die. Range of 2 yellow. Plague javelin, attack explosion plus 1 wound. Range of 2 yellow. Another, here we got javelin, ranged weapon, level 1. Can be used to resolve melee actions at range 0. This has a range of 1 red. Composite bow, level 1. Attack explosion may reroll 1 defense die 1 additional time. 2 yellow ranged. Spike shield, level 1. Melee defense. Explosion. Inflict 1 wound to the attacker. Defense of 1 blue. Dwarven shield, level 1. Any equipped two-handed weapon is considered as one-handed and thus can be paired. Okay, we got a shield 1 blue. Dagger, shadow mode, attack. Blank results get plus 1 melee. We have 1 yellow sword. Dagger of Sure Strike, level 1. May reroll blank results 1 additional time. 1 yellow. Mace, level 1. Attack defender minus 1 shield. 1 yellow melee. Short sword. 1 yellow melee. Another short sword. Great sword, melee weapon. Attack explosion plus 1 melee. And you get 1 red melee die. Another great sword. Fire sword, level 1, melee weapon. 1 red melee die. Battle axe. Attack explosion. Defender gets attack minus 1 yellow for this counter attack. Alright, so he's got an attack of 1 yellow. Another battle axe. Wand of healing. Attack explosion. The hero or ally in line of sight may heal 1. Magic of 1 yellow. Scepter of Hate. Magic weapon. Attack explosion plus 1 wound. Magic, 1 yellow. Scepter of Fear. Attack explosion, stun the enemy. 2 yellow, magic. Scepter, magic weapon, 1 yellow. Orb of Courage, level 1. Attack +1 swords to the hero and all allies in the same and adjacent zones. That's pretty good. It's 2 yellow dice for magic. Lucky Find, level 1. Resolve this card if the hero just picked up a treasure token. Otherwise, discard it and draw the next card. Draw a level 2 treasure card instead. Discard this card after resolution. Mage's Charm, level 1. Once per activation, roll 1 yellow die and deal wounds equal to the number of swords to one enemy in line of sight at range 0 to 2. That's pretty cool. Charm of Protection, level 1. Defense may reroll one of the attack die 1 additional time. Gnomish Gold Sack, level 1. This card counts as 2 equipment cards when used as part of a transmutate action. After drawing this card, the hero immediately gains 3 experience points. Another Gnomish Gold Sack. Wooden Ring, level 1, defense +1 explosion. Lesser Healing Potion. Discard this card during the hero's activation. Heal up to 2 to the hero or 1 ally in the same zone. Another Lesser Healing Potion. A 3rd Lesser Healing Potion. A 4th one. 5th one. Guillotine Potion. Discard this card during the hero's activation. +1 action to be used immediately. Plate Armor. Defense +1 shield. And that's got a blue shield. 1 blue die shield. Another Plate Armor. Chainmail Armor. Defense explosion +1 shield. It also is 1 blue shield die. There's a 2nd chainmail. Armor of Life. Defense explosion, the hero may heal 1. That's pretty cool. Same defense, 1 blue die. And the 2nd Armor of Life. Alright, there's a lot more healing in here. I like that. Alright, let's get these out of the way. And we'll open the other pack to see if there's more level 2s hiding in there. Alright, we got a lot of 4s. Threes, and yep, there's some 2s. So, let's look at 2s. Alright, level 2s. Treasure. Woo! First up, we have Trap Chest, Sleeping Gas. Trap. Resolve this card if the hero just picked up a treasure token, otherwise discard it and draw the next. All heroes in the hero's zone are stunned. Draw a treasure card at the same level, discard this card after resolution. Then we've got a Javelin of Sure Strike. Attack may reroll blank results 1 additional time. 1 yellow, 1 red ranged. Meteor Javelin, ranged weapon. Attack, explosion, defender -1 blue shield. Attack Diamond, defender -1 defense dice. And it is ranged 1 yellow, 1 red. Javelin can be used to resolve melee actions at range 0. 1 yellow, 1 red ranged. Firebow, level 2. Ranged weapon. Attack explosion +1 melee. Attack explosion +2 melee. Ranged 1 yellow, 1 red. Composite bow. Attack explosion may reroll any number of defense dice one additional time. Ranged of 1 yellow, 1 red. Kite shield, 2 blue defense. Elven shield, defense +1 shield, 2 allies in the same zone. 2 blue. Spear of Impalement can be used to resolve melee actions at range 0 to 1. The melee is 1 red. Alright, short sword, 1 red melee. Long sword, 1 red melee, 1 blue shield. War mace. If the attack does not wound the enemy, you may reroll all the dice 1 additional time. 1 yellow, 1 red. King's Mace. The hero gets attack +1 yellow per other equipped card of the King's set. King's Armor, King's Crown. 1 yellow, melee. Ice Sword. Attack explosion, stun the enemy. 1 red, melee. Hammer, 2 yellow, melee. Great Sword, attack explosion +1 sword, repeat 2. You get 1 yellow, 1 red, melee. Sword of Might. Any two-handed equipment equipped is instead considered as one-handed and thus can be compared. Sword, 1 yellow. Axe of Renewal. Attack explosion, the hero may heal 1. Attack diamond, the hero may heal 2. 1 yellow, 1 red. Melee. Wand of Healing. Attack explosion, the hero or ally in line of sight may heal 1. Attack diamond, the hero or ally in line of sight may heal 2. And it's 1 red magic. Shadow Orb, this is two-handed. Shadow mode, attack, defender -1, defense. Shadow mode, attack, explosion. 1 hero in shadow mode may heal 1. Magic of 1 yellow, 1 red. Scepter, level 2. 1 red magic. Battle Staff. Attack explosion +1 wound. Attack explosion, the hero may heal 1. Okay. That's a little confusing why they had both those on there. Wand of 1 yellow, 1 red. I don't know why those are... Okay, I'm confused, but okay, whatever. You'll figure it out in the rules, I'm sure. Wand of Stupor, level 2, magic weapon. Attack explosion, stun the enemy. Wand of 1 red. Lucky Find, level 2, resolve this card if the hero just picked up a treasure token. Otherwise, discard it and draw the next card. Draw level 3 treasure card. Ring of Shadow, level 2, item. The hero is considered to be in shadow mode for his first attack each activation. King's Crown, attack explosion, defender -1 shield per equipped card of the King's set. King's Crown, King's Mace, King's Armor. Lesser Healing Potion. Discard this card during the hero's activation. Heal up to 2 to the hero or 1 ally in the same zone. A second Lesser Healing Potion. A third Lesser Healing Potion. Guillotine Potion. Consumable. Discard this card during the hero's activation. +1 action to be used immediately. Cloak of Shadows, level 2, armor. The hero is always considered to be in shadow mode. 1 blue armor, or shield, rather. King's Armor, level 2. The hero gets defense +1 blue per other equipped card of the King's set. King's Crown, King's Mace. You get 1 green shield. Alright, getting that set's pretty good. Plate Armor, +1 shield. 2 blue shields. Another plate armor. Chainmail armor, defense explosion, +1 shield. And you get 2 blue. And another chainmail. And that's level 2. Alright, let's get these out of the way. And we'll get looking at level 3. Level 3 is a pretty big stack. So let's see what we got. My voice is going to hurt tomorrow. Plague Javelin, level 3, 2-handed weapon. Attack explosion plus 1 wound. Attack diamond plus 2 wounds. 2 red ranged. Javelin, level 3, ranged weapon. Can be used to resolve melee actions at range 0. 2 ranged die. Red. Javelin again, so that's 2 javelins. Firebow, level 3. Attack explosion plus 1 melee. Attack explosion plus 2 swords. Range of 2 red. That's pretty good. Composite bow, level 3. Attack explosion may reroll any number of defense dice 1 additional time. You get 3 yellow ranged. Kite shield, 1 green. Dwarven shield. Any two-handed weapon is considered as one-handed and thus can be paired. 1 green. Light mace, level 3. If the attack does not wound the enemy, you may reroll all of the dice 1 additional time. You get 1 yellow, 1 red melee. Dagger of Sure Strike, level 3. Attack may reroll blank results 1 additional time. 2 yellow melee. Spear of Impalement. Can be used to resolve melee actions at range 0 to 1. Attack explosion plus 1 attack die. You get 2 yellow melee. Plague Sword. I don't know why that's a spear and it's melee. Okay. Plague Sword. Melee weapon. Attack explosion plus 1 wound. 2 yellow melee. Long Sword. Melee weapon. 1 yellow, 1 red melee. 1 blue shield. Long Sword. 1 yellow, 1 red melee. 1 blue shield. It's the same thing. I just read the same card. Ice Axe, level 3. Melee weapon. Attack explosion, stun the enemy. 2 red melee. Great Sword, melee weapon. Attack explosion, plus 1 sword, repeat 2. You get 3 yellow melee die. Battle Axe, attack explosion. Defender gets attack minus 1 attack die for this counter attack. 1 yellow, 1 red melee. Ice Mace, attack explosion, stun the enemy. 2 yellow melee. Wand of Healing, level 3. Magic weapon. Attack explosion. The hero or ally in line of sight may heal 1. Attack diamond. The hero or ally in line of sight may heal 2. Magic of 1 yellow, 1 red. Staff of Defense. Defense explosion plus 1 shield. Defense diamond plus 2 shield. Magic attack of 2 red. Defense of 1 green. Scepter. Magic weapon. 1 yellow, 1 red. Orb of Dark Light. 2-handed weapon. Level 3. The hero gets attack plus 1 melee or sword, whatever, for each shadow zone between the attacker and the defender, including their own zones. And this is magic, 3 yellow. Meteor Scepter, level 3. Attack explosion, defender minus 1 blue. Attack diamond, defender minus 1 defense die. Magic, 2 red. Lucky Find. Resolve this card. The hero just picked up a treasure token. Otherwise, if the treasure just picked up a treasure token, otherwise discard it and draw the next card. Draw level 4 treasure. Discard this card after resolution. Double Chest. Level 3. Resolve this card if the hero just picked up a treasure token. Otherwise, discard it and draw the next card. Draw 2 additional level 3 treasure cards. Discard this card after resolution. That's really good. Ring of Power, level 3. Attack diamond, +2 explosions. Gloves of Fast Hands, level 3. +1 reorganized trade action. Healing Potion, discard this card during the hero's activation. Fully heal the hero or ally, or one ally in the same zone, rather. Hero or one ally. Alright, another healing potion. A third healing potion. Cold Iron Armor. Defense Explosion, cancel an attack explosion. Defense Diamond, cancel an attack diamond. Alright, that's really cool. Defense 2 green. Plate Armor, defense +1 shield symbol. And shield is 1 blue, 1 green. Another plate armor. Chainmail armor, defense explosion +1 shield. Repeat 2. And the shield is 1 blue, 1 green. Chainmail armor again. And that is it for level 3. So let's get those out of the way. And we'll get to level 4s. Alright, so the first level 4 we've got is Meteor Hammer. Attack Explosion, Defender -1 blue. Shield, Attack Diamond. Defender -1 defense die. 2 yellow, 1 red melee. It is two-handed. Longsword. We've got 1 yellow, 1 red melee, 1 green shield. Ice Sword. Attack explosion, stun the enemy. 2 red melee. Hammer. Attack double explosion, defender -4 shield. Attack 3 yellow, 1 red. Great Axe, level 4. Attack explosion, defender gets attack -1 attack die for this counter attack. Attack diamond, defender gets attack -2 attack die for this counter attack. And for dice we got 3 red melee. Fire Sword. Attack explosion +1 sword. Attack diamond +2 sword. And we have 2 red die melee. Battle Axe. Attack explosion. Defender gets attack -1 attack die for this counter attack. 1 yellow, 1 red melee. There's another Battle Axe. Warrior Mage's Scepter, level 4. Magic weapon. The hero's magic actions have 0 to 1 range. Range as long as this weapon is equipped. Let me read that again. The hero's magic actions have 0 to 1 range as long as this weapon is equipped. So that's 1 yellow, 1 red magic. Scepter of Fear. Attack explosion, stun the enemy. Magic of 3 yellow, 1 red. Scepter, level 4. 1 yellow, 1 red. Orb of Courage, level 4, two-handed. Attack +2 sword to the hero and all allies in the same and adjacent zones. 1 yellow, 1 red. Magic. Wand of Stupor, level 4. Attack explosion, stun the enemy. 2 red magic. Lucky Find. Resolve this card if the hero just picked up a treasure token. Otherwise, discard it and draw the next card. Draw a level 5 treasure card. Discard this card after resolution. Double Chest. Resolve this card if the hero just picked up a treasure token. Otherwise, discard it and draw the next card. Draw 2 additional level 4 treasure cards. Discard after resolution. Knight's Helmet. The hero gets attack +1 attack die per equipped card of the Knight set. Knight Helmet, Knight Shield, Knight's Armor. Ring of Braveness. Is that a word? Braveness? I don't know. The hero may use their signature for 0 experience and 1 additional time per activation. I don't know what that means, but okay. Healing Potion. Discard this card to, during the hero's activation, fully heal the hero or 1 ally in the same zone. A second Healing Potion. A third Healing Potion. Shadow Armor, level 4, Shadow Mode, Defense +1 green, double shield. And you get 3 blue for the shield symbol. Plate Armor, Defense +1 shield. You get 2 blue, 1 green on the symbol. Another Plate Armor. Then we've got Knight's Armor, level 4. The hero gets +1 shield per equipped card in the Knight's set. The Knight's Helmet, Knight's Shield, Knight's Armor. You got 2 blue, 1 green. Next we have Ranger's Bow. Attack double explosion +3 swords. Attack diamond +2 swords. Ranged 1 yellow, 2 red. Piercing Javelin. Level 4. If the attack wounds, deal the same amount of wounds to all enemies in line of sight behind the target. 3 red. Alright, that's pretty cool. Ranged. Then we've got a Javelin. Can be used to resolve melee actions at range 0. You got 3 yellow, 1 red. There's a second Javelin. Composite Bow, level 4. Attack explosion. May reroll any number of defense die 1 additional time. Repeat 2. Range 2 yellow, 1 red. Kite Shield, 3 blue shields. Knight's Shield, melee explosion. Inflict 1 wound to the attacker per equipped card of the Knight's set. Knight's Shield, Knight Helmet, Knight Armor. You get 1 blue, 1 green. Dagger of the Sure Strike, sorry. May reroll, attack may reroll blank results 1 additional time. 1 yellow, 1 red. And lastly, Short Sword, level 4, melee weapon. 1 yellow, 1 red attack melee, and 1 blue shield. So that's our level 4 cards. Let's get these out of the way and get to our level 5s. Alright, first up we have Meteor Javelin, Attack Explosion, Defender -1 blue shield, Attack Diamond, Defender -1 defense die. 2 yellow, 2 red ranged. Javelin of Fury, before any attack against the hero, roll 1 red die, 2 swords, I don't know, and deal wounds equal to the number of swords to the attacker. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, 2 yellow, 2 red die ranged. That one's two-handed. This one is also two-handed Javelin, regular Javelin. It can be used to resolve a melee action at range 0. Range of 3 yellow, 2 red. Ice Bow, two-handed weapon. Attack explosion, stun the enemy. Range 2 yellow, 2 red. Composite Bow, two-handed. Attack explosion, may reroll any number of defense die 1 additional time. Repeat 2. And that is a range of 1 yellow, 3 red. Round Shield. Defense of 1 blue, 2 green. Another round shield. Vampire Axe. Attack explosion, +1 wound, or the hero may heal 1. Repeat 3. Attack diamond, +1 wound, and the hero may heal 1. 2 red melee. Short Sword, level 5. 2 yellow, 1 red melee, 1 blue shield. Magma Sword. Attack diamond plus 3 swords. Melee of 2 red. Long Sword. 3 yellow melee, 1 green shield. Headhunter. Melee weapon. 2-handed. The hero can immediately resolve an additional activation if he killed a guardian with this weapon during his regular activation. Melee of 2 yellow, 2 red. Great Sword. Attack explosion plus 1 sword. Repeat 3. It gives you a melee of 2 yellow, 2 red, and defense of 2 blue. Great Sword. Attack explosion plus 1 sword. Repeat 3. Melee of 2 yellow, 2 red, defense of 2 blue. That's a 2-handed weapon. Fire Sword. Attack explosion plus 1 sword, repeat 2. Attack diamond plus 2 sword, repeat 2. Melee of 2 red. Wand of Healing, level 5. Attack explosion. The hero or ally in line of sight may heal 1, repeat 3. Attack diamond. The hero or ally in line of sight may heal 2. Magic 2 red. Staff of Final Blow, 2-handed weapon. Attack explosion twice, or diamond, instantly kill 2 targeted minions. Cool. Magic of 2 yellow, 2 red. Scepter of Hate, level 5. Attacks explosion plus 1 wound, repeat 3. Attack diamond plus 3 wounds. And that is a wand of 2 red. Scepter level 5. Magic weapon. Magic of 2 yellow, 1 red. Orb of Teleport, 2-handed. Attack 2 diamond. Place the enemy on the level token of an adjacent tile. Magic 1 yellow, 3 red. Lucky Find, level 5. Resolve this card if the hero just picked up a treasure token. Otherwise, discard it and draw the next card. Draw an artifact card. Discard this card after resolution. Double Chest. Luck. Resolve this card if the hero just picked up a treasure token. Otherwise, discard it and draw the next card. Draw 2 additional level 5 treasure cards. Discard this card after resolution. Ring of Power. Item. Attack plus 1 diamond or plus 2 explosion. Defense plus 1 diamond or plus 2 explosion. That's awesome. Troll Ring. Item. Once per activation may spend 1 action to heal 3 to the hero or ally in line of sight. Quicksilver Boots. Plus 1 movement action. Plus 1 movement point per movement action. Healing Potion. Discard this card during the hero's activation. Fully heal the hero or ally in the same zone. Second Healing Potion. A third Healing Potion. Troll Skin Armor. Defense, double explosion, or diamond. If the hero would die, stay alive with 1 health. Defense of 1 blue, 3 green. Plate Armor. Defense plus 2 shields. Defense of 1 shield, or 1 blue, 2 green. Second Plate Armor. And lastly, Chainmail Armor. Defense explosion, plus 1 shield, repeat 3. Defense diamond, plus 2 shield. And then you have defense of 3 blue, 1 green. That is all the cards. Alright, quick side note. I'm putting everything back in the box. And normally I'd be wrapping up right now. But I wanted to show you something very interesting about the box design. Now when I got everything out, everything fit perfectly. But when you put it back, the cards do not stay in the plastic tray. They don't even fit top-wise. They scatter. So it was designed around the shrink-wrapped cards. This stack is fine, this one is not, and this one is not. Same with the character cards. They shift right out of the tray. So this tray is kind of useless, honestly. It doesn't hold the cards in there like it should. It's not deep enough, and that really irritates me. I've got a few complaints about this game. Overall, the mechanics look fine. The gameplay looks fine. It looks like it plays like Zombicide. But the fact they couldn't even get the plastic tray right is pretty irritating. The minis are a little generic looking. Most of them anyway. Some of the cards, I don't know, they're not the best. Overall, I'd say it's probably a great game, but there are a few things that they were apparently cutting corners on. And quite honestly, that kind of annoys me. But, I don't know, I'd still give it probably a B- for the way it's designed. The box looks good. The hero minis look pretty good. The major monsters look okay. Some of the cards look a little sketchy. They're definitely thinner with the character cards than they are with some of the others, which is disappointing because if you're playing those preset characters, those cards are going to wear out. I don't like the pads. I think that's really cheap paper. It almost looks like thin pulp like they used to use in old comic books, that newsprint. It's almost like that. I'm not impressed with that at all. I think the character pads are dumb. It's not even photocopy paper. So that's a little lazy. The fact that the tray doesn't hold all the cards and they shift around, I really don't like that. But other than that, it's cool mini or not. I'm sure the game plays fine. I just think they cut some corners here that they didn't need to. The game's gonna sell fine. They raised a bunch of money on Kickstarter. There's a lot of cool Kickstarter rewards, which we'll look at in another video. But for the core game, if I was just buying this, I would be a little disappointed with the quality of some of those. But otherwise, that is what is inside Massive Darkness. We've looked at it. We've seen all the pieces. Overall, it doesn't look too bad. It's worth the money, I bet. I'm intrigued to play it. The different levels seem interesting. There's a few things I just don't like, though, that really frustrate me. Otherwise, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for sticking with us, as always, and thank you for supporting the channel. And we hope to see you on the next episode of What's Inside.